In a boiler, it causes four main problems. One is caustic emptirement, one is boiler corrosion, one is the formation of scales and sludges, and one is a priming and foaming. So say second short note is boiler corrosion. We should know what are the causes of boiler corrosion and how to prevent that process or how to minimize the effect. Okay. Now corrosion we have seen. Already videos are uploaded. We have separate unit on corrosion. So to some extent we have seen details of corrosion. Here I will just give the definition. Rusting of metal is called as corrosion. You know that. When a metal undergoes corrosion, suppose this is a metal, okay, this is a exposed part of the metal, this is a medium, here medium is maybe oxygen in a boiler corrosion, it may be carbon dioxide, it may be dissolved salts, it may be moisture and so on. So when the metal, almost all metals, here you are using steel has above 98% Fe. So this Fe, iron, when it is exposed to so and so medium, it undergo rusting process, it undergo corrosion process, and on the exposed part, it develops some sort of layer of metal oxide, of metal hydroxides, of metal carbonates, maybe of metal sulfates, and so on. Okay, that layer may be called as scale, or it may be called as a film or layer. When the thickness of the oxide layer, say, is just 1.5 mm, okay, the rate of corrosion or the loss because of corrosion is found to be around 50% of the metal over the period of time. So this corrosion process is by and large is a electrochemical cell type of process. One part will work as anode, one part maybe work as a cathode, and they will undergo oxidation reduction reaction in presence of the medium. Already in a corrosion unit we have seen this part. Now we will go to the boiler corrosion. How this boiler corrosion occur? This boiler corrosion occur when we feed hard water to boiler for generation of steam. It is mainly because of presence of dissolved oxygen, dissolved carbon dioxide in water, as well as soluble salts, mainly chlorides. If they are present in the water that we have fed to boiler, it leads to boiler corrosion. So minimum these three reactions of boiler corrosion or corrosion reactions, because of these three we should be able to write. Okay. So first of all, corrosion by oxygen or corrosion because of presence of oxygen in a boiler feed water. How it occurs? First part is that in any type of water, certain amount of oxygen is always there for survival of aquatic life, aquatic plants and animal. Nature has made that arrangement. Around 8 gram per liter of oxygen is present in a water. Okay. So this oxygen react with metal. This is steel plant. This is a boiler plant, steel plant. Okay. Plus twice H2O present in water plus O2. What will happen? This oxygen is present in water, will attack the metal part, will attack the steel plant. It will form corresponding hydroxide in the form of fine sludge, or it will form corresponding hydroxide. See the reaction is balanced or not. Okay. It is balanced. It will form ferrous hydroxide. Okay. This ferrous hydroxide 2FeOH by 2, okay, will further undergo oxidation that is present in a water, that is called dissolved oxygen, DO. Dissolved oxygen in water will form Fe2O3 twice H2O. Okay, that is called rust. That is called yellow rust. Yellow is to reddish spots. If this is a part of metal, if this metal oxide get formed on this part of metal, some reddish yellowish dots are observed. Okay, if my skin part get burnt away, some spot will be observed. Such type of part will be observed. That is a rust product actually. FeOH by 2 plus half by 2 will form yellow rust, or simply rusting of metal. So this is one reaction of boiler corrosion, mainly because of dissolved oxygen. Okay. Second reaction I should be able to write. Writing these reactions required understanding as well as good writing practice. Without that it will not come. You have to practice writing reaction. Second is corrosion because of dissolved carbon dioxide. Certain amount of CO2 is also there in all types of water. Apart from that, if boiler feed water contains bicarbonate, like calcium bicarbonate, this is calcium bicarbonate. This is what? This is calcium bicarbonate. We have seen that. If it is there in the boiler feed water, during boiling process, there is a decomposition. It decomposes, okay, to form corresponding carbonate, CaCO3 plus H2O plus CO2. We have seen this reaction in estimating hardness, okay. So if bicarbonates are there in the water that we have fed it to boiler, during steam generation process, it decomposes to form corresponding carbonate and CO2 also. So this way also carbon dioxide get produced. Fine. This H2O and CO2 in the next reaction, say H2O plus CO2, it will form H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is acidic, is also highly responsible for boiler corrosion. This carbonic acid during steam generation process, it dissociates to form H plus HCO3 minus. It makes water acidified. It should be noted that acidified water is found to be more corrosive than neutral and alkaline water. So in the third reaction, this Fe2 plus tendency of metal to undergo oxidation get bound by these negative ions, HCO3 minus ions. It will be twice here. So I will get corresponding bicarbonate, FeHCO3 by 2, isn't it, of iron. Okay, it is like this. This FeHCO3 by 2 further during steam generation, during boiling water, it also decomposes. It also undergo decomposition. It will form FeOH by 2 plus twice CO2. See, the reaction should be balanced. It forms a ferrous hydroxide plus carbon dioxide. This CO2, okay, again react with water, and in a cyclic manner, in a continuous manner, reaction occur. This ferrous hydroxide, see, it is twice FeOH by 2, further undergo oxidation from the dissolved oxygen DO present in water, and it will form Fe2O3 twice H2O. That is called rust, or that is called yellow rust. So this is the second reaction actually. Second reaction because of presence of carbon dioxide in a dissolved water. So 1, 2, 3, 6 reactions you write, and write maximum 6-line explanation. That much part is sufficient. So this will form corresponding oxides of metal. That is called rusting of boiler metal or material. Third reaction will write, there are if boiler feed water is containing soluble salts, if boiler feed water contains soluble salts, mostly chlorides like CaCl2, like MgCl2, even the traces of chlorides are highly responsible for boiler corrosion. These chlorides are susceptible for hydrolysis. They easily undergo hydrolysis. Let us take one case. They easily react with water, MgCl2, in a soluble form, present in the boiler feed water, undergo hydrolysis. It will form corresponding hydroxide, MgOH by 2 plus twice HCl. Fine? Balance. This HCl makes water acidic. That also is found to be highly corrosive. Okay? So, this Fe plus twice HCl will react with this steel plant, will react with the boiler plant or the metal. This HCl produced by hydrolysis of chlorides will form corresponding chloride of iron with a liberation of hydrogen gas. With a liberation of hydrogen gas. High pressure hydrogen gas leads to blisters. Leads to as if some my skin get burnt away and some reddish spots get observed, isn't it? That form blisters and makes the thin delicate, makes the metal part thin and delicate, may lead to an accident. So this is effect of oxygen, leads to blisters. This again Fe with HCl will form FeCl2, that is again chloride, susceptible for hydrolysis, favors hydrolysis reaction, so it will undergo hydrolysis reaction. It will react with water. It will form ferrous hydroxide. Okay, ferrous hydroxide plus twice HCl. This HCl will again attack the metal or the boiler part, and in a cyclic manner, like a chain reaction type of process, it will continuously go on occurring. It will show its adverse effect on a boiler metal. This ferrous hydroxide will again show same type of reaction. Fine, and it will form rust. So 3-4 reactions for soluble salts. These are the three components: oxygen, carbon dioxide, and soluble salts are mainly responsible for boiler corrosion. Okay, or corrosion by oxygen can be prevented by firstly addition of hydrazine or treatment with hydrazine, NH2NH2 or N2H4 react with the dissolved oxygen. This is dissolved oxygen, isn't it? It will form N2 plus twice H2O. This is used in the industries, addition of hydrazine to consume oxygen. It may be done by addition of sodium sulfide, Na2S plus O2, actually twice O2, it will form Na2SO4. Effect of oxygen can be nullified by addition of Na2S. Will consume dissolved oxygen, will form corresponding sulfate. So it involves addition of sodium sulfide. Removal of O2 can be also done by treatment with sodium sulfite. It is Na2SO3 plus half O2. It will form corresponding sulfate like this, isn't it? So activity of this dissolved oxygen, concentration of this dissolved oxygen present in the water or boiler feed water can be minimized by addition of sodium sulfite. Now this is for oxygen. Now the CO2 present, carbon dioxide present in a dissolved water also have some treatment. First is this CO2 can be removed by addition of ammonium carbonate, ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. CO2 present in water can be removed or its action can be prevented by addition of ammonium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide. Okay, it will form NH4 by 2 means this is 2 here carbonate Na plus H2O. Okay, this is the reaction. It will be function of ammonia. Second method given for prevention of effect of carbon dioxide is addition of ammonia. It will attack on this plus H2O. It will form NH4 by 2 CO3. Ammonium carbonate may get formed. This is the reaction, isn't it? So we have to practice these reactions. These are the preventive measures for carbon dioxide. So 3-4 reactions you should be able to write for the preventive measures. Okay, I hope you have understood this.